All right, guys, it is 9 p.m. Central Time. Welcome to Football Recruiting 101. And foremost, want to make sure everybody can hear me. So if you can hear me, please type yes in the text box. If you hear me, go ahead and type in no. Matthew, thank you. So we got a lot of people hitting yes, a lot of people paying attention. Good. So we'll go ahead and get started here. My name is Chris Vincent, head football recruiting coach here with NCSA. Give you a little bit of my background. I have an opportunity to to go through the recruiting process. Fortunate enough that I had 9 Division I offers walking into my senior year. 7th game of the season, I blew my knee out, lost every one of them. Through hard work, perseverance, being open-minded, proactive, I was able to go on to a Division II school where I competed on scholarship, not only in football but also track and field. I had a tryout with the Dallas Cowboys, and I went into coaching. Coached at the high school and the collegiate levels for 16 years. I was Legion Scout for 5 years, and I've been here at NCSA for 8. So the thing that's going to tell you guys is I'm old. But more importantly, to tell you that I've been through recruiting for the last 30 years. As a player, as a high school coach, a college coach. I have 2 boys of my own that play, so I'm going through recruiting as a parent as well. So that's the experience that I have to share with you here in football recruiting. So the game plan for tonight is to make sure that when you leave this webinar, you have a better understanding of the following. First of all, is each division they differ from each other. The rule on when and how college coaches can contact you. Timeline for when scholarships and roster spots are typically offered. About your academics and how they affect your recruiting. And steps to capitalize on every opportunity. So jump right in here with Division III schools. Division III schools have more schools than the other division. All right, and they're separated over 30 athletic conferences. They do have a nationally televised playoff game, or national championship. So if being on TV is something that's very important to you, you can do this at the Division III level. Currently, there are 13 Division III players on NFL rosters. So if you are good enough, you're to the show, regardless of what division you're at. Now, they do have elite academic programs. That's what Division IIIs are known for. As a whole, they have the highest academics of any division. It's the best opportunity to play multiple sports in college. If you are a multiple sport athlete and are good enough in those sports to compete, Division III is going to be your best opportunity. Now, do not offer athlete scholarships. However, very creative in getting athletes that they want. They have substantial financial aid packages available through academics, merit-based, need-based scholarships. A lot of athletes I still keep in contact with from the 14, 15, 16 class are schools that typically are $40,000, $50,000 a year, and they're paying about $5,000. All right, do not discount schools based upon their price. IA schools. IA stands for the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics. Very to Division II athletically and academically. Now, there's only 89 NAI programs located in the Pacific Northwest, the Midwest, and the Southeast. They do offer athletic scholarships. They have 24 scholarships on their roster. Typically, the amount of scholarship money will increase as your playing time increases. Job, man. The more you work, the more you get paid. Have simplified recruiting rules as far as when they can contact you. All right, regardless of your grade, NAIA coaches have been able to call you. Also have on-campus tryouts. Now, campus tryouts are allowed at any time. The difference between a tryout and a walk-on, to walk on to a school, you have to be fully enrolled academically, which means you've already paid your tuition, you've already paid all of your fees, and all of that. Then you try out, you go walk on. Only have a spot for 4 walk-on positions, and there's 250, 300 kids trying out for it. The NAIA or tryouts, you know even before you're out of high school if you make the team or not. So definitely a big plus there. 2 schools, 169 Division II programs across the country. If you are on the West Coast, it's important to know that there's only 6 Division II schools of Colorado. So staying close to home are going to be slightly diminished here. All right, a high level of competition. There's over 100 Division II players currently in NFL rosters. They do offer scholarships. They have 36 scholarships across their roster. Can and often do up a combination of athletics and academics. Just like the NAIA, typically your partial scholarship is going to be linked to time. Their Division I AA, 124 programs, have a nationally televised 24-team playoff. Now, 1AA can do a 24-team playoff. The FBS schools cannot. Haven't figured that out yet, but we're getting closer. Again, very high level of competition. Numerous players. Some of these you may have heard of: Joe Flacco, Tony Romo, Vincent Jackson, Jared Allen, all D1 AA schools. Scholarships, they have 63 across the roster. They will split those up. Times that they do, and partial scholarships typically are going to be 50% of tuition. There are a few conferences, Division I AA, but do not offer athletic scholarships. Pioneer League, your Ivy League, those are schools that are FCS schools, but they follow the Division III. Everything is academic or need-based. Scholarships, things like that. So just to let you know about the Pioneer and the Ivy Leagues. Everyone's shooting for the FBS schools, Division 1A, 128 programs, athletic conferences. Everyone knows the Power Fives. Less than 1% of all school football players are going to play at this level. Less than 1% are going to play on the Power 5 conference. That sets the FBS schools apart. They have E5 athlete scholarships. Any other division, however, all or nothing. No partials. And in given incoming year, only honor 25 scholarships. 25. And where that comes into play, FBS schools right now, they can only honor 25. However, they've offered 200, 300 athletes from the 2018 class. Is finalized, offers really don't mean a lot. It comes to signing day and you're putting your name on a national letter of intent. That's when an offer means something. contact rules. If you look at the far right-hand side, the Division III and the NAIA, pretty much everything is unlimited. So you can take unofficial visits your sophomore year. You can receive phone calls. The only thing you can't have is off-campus contact, which means the college coach comes to your high school and talks to you. You can do that is after your junior year. As you see, everything else with Division III NAIA is limited. The column in the middle, you can receive camp information, you can receive brochures, and you can take unofficial visits in your sophomore year. Still receiving the recruiting materials. These are going to be a lot more personalized, though, after June 15th. You can start receiving phone calls after June 15th. School starts. You can have off-campus contact June 15th. Visits are unlimited. And then you get to your senior year, everything's unlimited. This takes in both FBS and FCS schools. Your sophomore year, you can be getting generic recruiting material, brochures, camp information, as well as take unofficial visits. No campus contact and no phone calls. The coaches cannot call you. You can call the coaches, though. Year. September 1st, your junior year, you can start receiving emails and social media messages from college coaches. April 18th to May 31st, which is also known as the spring evaluation period. This is where you can start receiving phone calls from Division I coaches. Off-campus contact, unofficial visits are unlimited. Year, on the recruiting materials. Right, email, social media, all of that can happen right there. You can receiving phone calls once per week after September 1st. Off contact after July 1st, so before your senior season starts. Visits are unlimited. Official visits will start the first day of classes your senior year. It's between unofficial and official visits. Unofficial visits, it's your dime. You pay to get there. You pay for meals. You pay for hotels. All of that. Official visits, the college coaches pay for it. Think about it. One means that the coaches are more interested in you, though that they have to pay for. So official visits are important in the recruiting process. When do coaches typically make their offers? Division III, most of the recruiting is going to take place the senior year. Can also go deep into the spring. I've seen athletes sign on to a Division III school as late as July. NAIA, typically it's in the senior season. Most of those offers are going to be made November to March. Again, all the way to July. 2, all amount of scholarships are going to be made during the summer before the senior season. Most offers are going to be made towards the back half of the season. So right about now, in the next couple weeks, is typically when the majority of the Division II offers are going to be coming out. FCS, the Division I AA, a quarter to 50 or to 20% of those offers are made the summer before senior year. Programs are going to have those offers out by December, so by the end of the season. 1 or 2 prospects in January, depending on test scores, grades, but a lot of those are also going to be held for transfer or junior college prospects. And Division I schools, as of now, these offers have been made as early as 5th grade. I'm sure everyone's heard about the young man from Hawaii who got an offer in 5th grade. Again, those really don't mean much. Typically, they are going to be from the Power 5 conferences. For the majority of the student-athletes, football players, most offers are going to be out there summer before senior year with a handful made during the senior season. Okay, to give you an idea when the offers come, and the word offer is really thrown around a lot nowadays. Just because you're getting a letter from a school, from a coach, you've gone on a visit, they've come to watch you play, doesn't mean that you're getting an offer from them. So you have the offer in writing. So academics. One key thing I want every one of you to remember is not one day that you got on the football field to be an average player, whether it's practice or it's a game. Would it be okay to go in the classroom an average student? All right, as much in the classroom as you do on the field. I'm going to go over the 2017-2018 NCAA guide for the college-bound student athlete. Are you using the right courses? Target to take all the right courses to be academically eligible. Compete in NCAA Division I, Division I AA, or Division II. You will need to sign up for the NCAA Eligibility Center. Your transcripts, your test scores, and then they will give you a PIN number. That number will let college coaches know you are academically qualified to compete. You are looking to play Division III, you do not need to register with the Eligibility Center. Now, to the NAIA level, you register for the NAIA Eligibility Center. Again, same concept. At NCAA, they're going to give you a PIN number, which again is going to let college coaches know that you are qualified academically to compete at their school. Next steps. First, guys, get your profiles as close to 100% as possible. Right now, you're sitting with your profile at 60%, 75%, 80%. This way, if you walk into math class and that's the grade you get on a test, something that you're going to be satisfied with. College coaches have an opportunity to look at a C% or a D, or a C% or a C, or an 80% or a B profile, or they have an opportunity to look at a 90 or 95% or 100% profile that's an A. Which one do you think the coach wants to look at? So work hard as you can getting that profile up to 100%. Secondly, set at least one academic goal. All right, just set it, but reach it. Raise that grade point average 0.2 before the end of this first semester. Raise the ACT by 3 points, or raise your SAT by 200 points. What the case is, set an academic goal to get those academics higher. The higher academics you have, the chances you're going to have, the more schools you're going to qualify for. Last step is to schedule your first one-on-one coaching session with your head football recruiting coach. Get your game plan, your personalized game plan put in place. Make sure that you're on track, you're on target, you're doing everything that you can right now to take advantage of those opportunities and possibilities. Step, remember, we are in this together. All right, you, your family, NCSA, here to help. So never hesitate to reach out if you do have questions. The only silly question is the one you never ask. Reach us at 877-856272. Email us at recruitinghelp@csasports.org. Now, make sure that you have completed reorientation. As coach communications, emailing coaches the right way. Be key classes you're going to need to be successful in recruiting. So once again, I do want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule tonight. If you do have a workout, you got dinner, you've got homework, you've got a hot date to get to, feel free to jump off the phone. You're not going to hurt my feelings. If you do have questions, great time to type questions in the text box there. I will be sending the recording out shortly after the class ends. But again, if you got something to do now, go ahead. Have questions, go ahead and type them in the text box. Tonight, either you guys are all asleep or I'm just that good of a teacher. Welcome. Well, like I said, remember that we're always here to help. And never hesitate to reach out with questions, because the only silly question is the one you never ask. I'll take care. Have a great night and look for the recording.